squatting there. I'll squat here.
By the way, Vince is refereeing, okay, as well. Vince, stop letting here. Just do it now.
No misbehaviour.
Yeah. Obviously, the students will be close to the up to I can see over there. No, it was loaded up. It was loaded late, unfortunately. Okay, so it's the final of the Australian Women's Open 2017. At the service end we have Penny Lumley.
Okay.
And the hazard end, Claire Fahey. Best of three, first to 6 game sets. Penny to serve in the first set. Love all. Good luck.
Welcome to you all from the RMTC. We have the ladies singles final of the Australian Open. At the receiving end we've got Claire Fahey. At the service end, Penny Lumley.
Chase worse than 2, 15 love.
Between them, they've got quite a few titles here in Australia. Penny first winning it in the late 80s, early 90s. Claire in 2010.
$30 love.
And obviously we've got the current and past world champions. Penny taking it in 89 and at Seacourt, and Claire in...
Chase 3 and 4, 2 chases worse than 2, and 3 and 4, $30 love to the receiver.
Claire first winning it in 2011 here at RMTC. Our marker is Kate Leeming, who Penny beat in a 2-hour battle a couple of days ago.
30 love, the receiver leads, and first chase is worse than 2. $15.30, chase 3 and 4. Lost the chase, 30 all.
Pretty well perfect drag there from Claire. Flush against the ball, virtually impossible to get back to 3 and 4.
$40.30. Bolt. Chase the second gallery. $40.30 to the receiver, chase the second gallery.
What a wet day here in Melbourne, but the humidity is very high. There's going to be a lot of perspiration on court today, and we've been having the Rood Trophy being run all week as well. So the court has been used from 8 AM to 11 PM every day, if not later.
40-30 to the receiver, chase the second gallery. Chase the second. And chase and the game, that's the first game. Love. Chase better than 2, 15 love.
Claire getting the cut volleys going early.
All. Chase worse than a yard, 2 chases. Better than 2, worse than a yard, 15 all.
Fairly even in the early exchanges. Probably both be wanting to try and dominate the service end.
Score is 15 all. The chases are better than 2 and worse than a yard. Those chases better than 2. Chase for 3, 30-15. Chase worse than a yard. Lost the chase for worse than 2, 40-15. Game, 2 games to love. Love.
Good control from Claire. She's using the corners well, keeping these drag serves tight.
Volt.
Double take there.
30 love.
And a neck. Claire will be defending her world crown, singles and doubles, in Tuxedo Park in May this year.
Chase better than the second gallery, 30 love.
So any ladies out there that are interested in a fun week's tennis, there'll be lots of social events and handicap events, as well as handicap plates. So if you can find your way to Tuxedo Park, it's a great place to go and spend some time, particularly in the spring.
40 love, 1 chase, chase better than the second gallery.
RMTSC are also running a Pro-Am this Sunday with the bidding for players. happening at the dinner tomorrow night for the Rood Trophy and the Australian Opens. So if you can make yourself away along
Body
to that,
love, the receiver leads, chase better than the second gallery, better than second.
you can bid for players for the event, which will run on Sunday.
Chase and the game, 3 games to love, plus it.
More clinical finishing from Claire there.
It's 1 yard. What? Oh, thank you. Chase worse than 3. 2 chases, 1 yard, worse than 3, love all.
Slightly overhit serve from Penny there. Gets punished in the corner. The other big event that's happening at RMTC over the following 2 weeks is the Masters. They have the 50s and 55s next week, followed by the Cochrane Trophy, which is the over 50 Tim event. And then the week after that you have the 60s, 65s, 70 and 75 individual events. So there's going to be
love all, the chases are 1 yard and worse than 3. First chase is 1 yard.
Going to be lots of tennis going on.
Oh. What's the chase? 15 love, chase worse than 3. Love.
Well constructed point from Penny there, using the corners, keeping Claire busy with some dead-on shots. Good use of the penthouse there. Oh, keeps the pressure on.
30 all.
Again, a great serve from Claire.
40-30. Game, 4 games to love, first set. Fault. Second gallery, level.
Penny spent too much time at the receiving end, decided to go for galleries. Give yourself a bit of control over the start of the rally. And again.
Just the second gallery, 2 chases, level. Okay.
In the men's game, there's a lot of that going on now.
Sure.
You know, people want to have control of the service end, so use the galleries. Even though you might lose that first point, you can you then have control of the service end. And with this court taking railroads as well as it does, it's a great comfort to them to be able to take control of the service end.
We're probably talking up there and not straight back. Score is love all. There's 2 chases of the second gallery. Chase the second gallery.
It'd be good to hear from anyone out there that's watching in. We know it's middle of the night in the UK, but I'm sure there's a few aficionados.
On it, 15 love, chase the second gallery.
And following this match, we have the men's singles final between Camden Riviere and Steve Vergona.
On it, 30 love. Bolt. Chase worse than 2, 30 love.
Steve's going to be looking to get revenge for his 3-2 defeat at his home club in Chicago in the US Open last spring. Good use of the nick there by Claire.
15, 30.
Penny, sorry. Thirty all, 1 chase.
Or this one.
Chase 2 and 3, 2 chases. Worse than 2, and 2 and 3, 30 all.
Going clinical into the corner by Claire.
It's great skill.
You can't change now. Much as you guys-
Well, even
much
that,
as
you
that
can't.
move, you
I
can't.
remember the first time I played, and you do it, she's better playing. And it's the same thing, she's made such good position. And I just had to wait that little bit longer. It's a good position. Score is 30 all, the chases are worse than 2 and 2 and 3. First chase is worse than 2.
Claire sticking with the drag for now, seems to be working quite well. Very good shot.
40-30. Chase 2 and 3.
Decided to go flat rather than cut shot and just keep it tight to the nick on the sidewall. Tactic seems to be working.
Juice.
This is quite a difficult court to cut the ball on. Unless you've got a clean shot on it. So going line and length like Penny's been doing seems to be reasonably effective.
Second gallery, juice. Chase, not up. Chase worse than 4.
There.
2 chases, second gallery worse than 4, juice.
It is quite difficult to call some of the not-ups on this court. The ball comes through quite fast. And of course with it being so warm, the ball's quite lively. So it'll be interesting to see what serves Penny goes for here. She's not been particularly successful so far in controlling Claire's cut volley.
See I'm moving and watching the game. Juice chases the second gallery and worse than 4. First chase is the second gallery.
She's going to copy what Claire's been doing.
Advantage receiver. Chase worse than 4.
Claire gets a little bit lucky there. goes for the fat boast, but it ends up in the dead on.
Juice.
Come on now.
Well read by Penny there. That was just gonna win the chase.
Chase better than the yard. Juice. Chase worse than 4. Stroke, sorry, yeah, okay. Advantage.
And very honest of Penny there, calling that a stroke on herself.
Advantage to the
After
server
being
chase
called as a-
better than the yard.
After being called as a chase. So she tried 3 different variants of underarm twist and sidewall there, and unfortunately they weren't overly successful.
Advantage to the server chase better than a yard. Chase and the game, 5 games to love, first set.
Penny unlucky so far not to have taken the game. Just quite a few uses.
15 love.
And a couple of times been 40-30 out.
Well, all.
Claire's become better and better at those defensive attacking shots. Heading for the dead on the shoot. Follows it beautifully to a length. And very well read on that one.
30-15. Ball, no, as you like.
She's too old to get on.
It's all right. That is game, and that is the first set. 6 games to love.
Excellent finish for the first set there.
Time please. Second set. Level.
Some of you might know the shirt Claire's wearing, Herbert Cup. The tournament for younger players in the UK, run by Chris Herbert and Conor Medlow. And
Chase, better than 3.
happens every year in the summer, and they get people visiting from all the countries that play tennis. Well read off the camera there by Penny.
15 love.
All to no avail. Oh,
Hazard better than the yard.
that's a shot which
2
happens quite regularly on this court.
15 love to the receiver, better than 3. Hazard better than the yard.
Catching the ledge of the grill and coming out to a hazard. Yeah, fine. So let's see if Penny can get some traction.
15 love, the receiver leads. First chase is better than 3. $40 love.
Again, very clinical.
This game, it's the first game, the second set. It's better than 3.
I've just been discussing serving options for Penny with the great John Link. And she is trying some different stuff, which is good. It's good to mix it up.
30 love. Hazard chase better than a yard. Hazard better than a yard. $40 love.
Again, very clinical.
This game, it's the first game, the second set. It's better than half a yard.
Very nice. Control, a little bit of cut, but perfect weight.
Hazard. Better than the door, thanks Claire. Better than half a yard, hazard better than the door. Level. Level. Chases are better than half a yard and hazard better than the door. Better than half.
And Penny going for the bomb, which works very well on this court.
15 love.
Bit unlucky there, getting
Hazard
caught with
chase
the ball
better
off the
than the
table.
door. Hazard.
Yeah, because you've got plenty of height here at Melbourne and it's quite bouncy. You can relatively easily bounce the ball into the dead on, which is a far bigger target than better than half a yard. So,
Minute 15 all.
Penny injecting a bit of pace. Oh,
30-15.
excellent control. First winning gallery of the match.
$40-15. Time please.
Neither player really does a railroad. Railroad works very well on this court. So seems to be getting the ball reasonably tight to back just with
There's
bobbles
the second gallery. 40-15.
and drags. I suspect we'll be seeing a lot of railroads from the lefties in the men's single final. There's an interesting arc formed on the back receiving wall, which is actually formed by railroads coming off at different lengths, and it curves down. If you look on the screen at the moment, it curves down and widens.
40-15. The receiver leads. And the chase is the second gallery. Chase the second gallery.
And you see the particularly white patches where the best railroads actually hit and bite back and come to the sidewall.
Chase off. 40-15. It's game. 2 games to love.
Good use of the ball there. I'm now
Second set.
joined by the man of the moment, Fred Kinnemoth, the club president and the guy that's looking after
15 love.
all these events at the top end.
That's it.
How's it going, Fred?
Hello, Nick. Great to be with you. It's a great first set, and by Claire, fairly dominant as always.
As he does. As I said earlier, Penny's been unlucky. She's had a few 40-30s and deuces.
Chase
Claire
4
doesn't
yards.
take prisoners.
Well, it
15 love.
is an open, and she's pretty determined to keep a pretty good score sheet on that. Penny's been a terrific fighter past world champion, and she's in good form. She's played some great tennis over this tournament.
And she's still in the room doubles with the illustrious Mr. Snow,
Thanks, Penny.
And that is tough work.
15 all.
particularly for Julian. He does a lot of running.
I'm not quite sure whether Penny would prefer to be...
Fault.
I know where Penny would be preferring to be playing. I think she'd be preferring to be playing out here. The pressure might be even a little less than playing with Julian. What do you think?
30-15.
I really don't know, but I've just been informed by Theo Bollerman that actually they lost this morning. So I'm afraid my information wasn't up to date, so apologies there.
Well, that's a great get by Penny.
That's
And
worse
well,
than
there's good
2
disguise by
chases.
Claire.
Chase 4
She's got
yards.
all
worse
aspects of the
than
game
2.
pretty much covered now, hasn't
30-15
she?
to the
Pretty
receiver.
well.
Well, she has a very good hitting partner.
Some do say that. Sophie was on court earlier with her.
Is that right? No, well, in the way of in the husband, Rob Fahey, world champion for 22 years, can't hit a ball.
We did invite Rob to come and commentate, but he said Sophie probably wouldn't be too pleased about that, although she has learned to crawl this week, so she would have been making her way up and down the stairs.
Another milestone for the Fahey family.
Absolutely. It's one of those milestones you're delighted with for the first day or two, and then you realise
What you're in for. Yeah.
and then they start walking, and that's when it gets very interesting.
Well, we're sitting up here in the mezzanine level of the Royal Melbourne Tennis Club here in Melbourne, and great viewing area.
30-15 to the receiver. Chase 4 yards.
At various stages, it's been turned into a creche with the Fahey family
This is true.
and the Bruce family.
One
Great
and
job by
40-15. Worse than 2.
Shout out to Clive Smith, who as always is here doing his thing.
There's a game point here for Penny. Let's see whether she can close out. Fair save one.
30-40.
Let's hope Penny can close this one out.
It's making Claire think about her serve. She's going back to the drag, which has been working quite well.
Nice get by Penny. Oh, too good.
Juice.
This timbre is quite, if you just catch the main ball on this court and then clip the timbre, it is pretty punishing in that corner.
The right angle, it doesn't come out, does it? If you
No.
can't block it off, it goes in the back corner and cuts back into the back wall.
Yeah.
That's a tough ball.
Advantage to the server.
I was also told something by Mike Appleby a few years ago, which is absolutely true. If you do a straight hit on the
Fault.
timbre here high up, it does die in the back corner. Very effective shot.
You see a lot of people going for that shot, actually. The pros have been doing it all week.
Chase the second gallery. Advantage to the receiver. Chase the second gallery.
In the heightened circles, there are not too many secrets. All courts have their nuances, and that's one for Melbourne.
So I've already mentioned we've got the Masters next week, and we've had the Roux going on this week. What else have we got coming up at RMTC?
Well, I'm particularly excited about the World Masters. I just scrape in, Nick, so...
See? Just
Advantage
about.
to the receiver.
a
Chase the
little more so
second
than that, but-
gallery.
no, I'm really looking forward to having the World Masters here in Melbourne. It makes January a really big month of tennis.
But I sneak in as well, and I'm actually playing with Penny next week in the doubles. It's always fun. I play with her quite a bit back home.
Good shot.
Ah, that. Good way to put it back to juice.
Juice.
wry smile from Penny. Pretty happy about that shot.
She's taken that one.
There's the last gallery juice.
Someone once said to me, one of the guys from back home at Seacourt, Paul Weaver, in order to be lucky, you've got to be in the ballpark.
It's better than 3. 2 chases.
She really has a good disguise.
Last gallery, better than 3.
She's at a very good level. And of course, one of the things which a lot of people don't realise is the level she trains off court as well as on court. I was with her at the US Open in September, just doing some other stuff in the States. I popped over, and in the 3 days she was there, she did 3 full weight workouts in the gym at the Philadelphia club.
And how many did you do, Nick?
I was in there with her on a bike or on a trip, but I wasn't doing what she was doing. She presses a lot of weight.
Fantastic.
Yeah, if you get the nutrition, the training on and off court right, it's amazing what a difference it makes.
1 chase.
Great shot, Penny.
Advantage to the receiver. Chase better than 3.
Come on, Penny.
This game's coming up for 5 minutes now. That's a nice shot.
Great ball.
Thoroughly deserved. As I said, she missed a couple in the first set.
1 game to 3.
The crowd loving that.
That's what we need.
She's travelled out here for a couple of years now, and she's a bit of a crowd favourite, Penny, because she plays in the amateur tournament. She played in Boomerang last year.
And of course, Colin comes and helps out with the pros here.
He does, and we really love Colin for doing that. He's got his family father living up in Melbourne. They fill up the house when they come here. John Lumley is staying there as well.
And John's had a very good week, particularly in the doubles.
Yeah,
he's had a very good run in the last 4 major tournaments. He's caused upsets in 3 of them, and he played with Camden in Paris, and that was a reasonably foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
And they managed to win that. That was his first Open title, which he was very pleased about. But he's now about +4 for doubles, which is pretty impressive.
He and Nick were a lot of fun to watch, weren't they?
Yeah, they combine very well together.
That's a great ball by Penny. Into Claire's back out, nice and deep.
15-30, sorry.
Coming in around 2.5 yards.
No chases.
On the wall.
I was saying earlier again, Fred, Penny's using length as much as cut on this.
Okay, chase better than 2.
Claire is so good at digging these balls out. You really need to get them.
Yeah, so it's 30 love and 1 chase better than 2.
Slight correction on the scoring there. I was mentioning Kate earlier. She's one of my favourite markers. She's very clear and concise.
Oh, that's a cheap ball.
And that's chase better than 1. 2 chases better than 2, better than 1.
And in that instance, she was prepared to talk to the players because she was unsighted and cleared up what had actually happened in the corner.
Yeah.
Both players were happy for it to be changed, so she went with it, which is a sign of strength rather than weakness.
Correct, and I think Kate's a pretty strong caller. She usually gets things pretty right. As Julian would say, Katie Pie is one of his favourites in the pro shop.
She covers all elements.
Now there's 2 good, very nice chases here for
Penny love.
Penny.
To the receiver, the first chase is worse than 2. Chase worse
Love
than
to see
2.
her to go to 30 all and put some more pressure on and maybe level at 2 all.
Well, Penny's going for her trademark bomb on short chases, which she...
Oh, that would have been interesting.
40 love chase
Be a
better
bit of a
than a
grimace.
yard. Better than a yard.
Another short chase, she may do the same. She does this bomb at her home club Hollyport quite well. Gets the ball to drop dead down the back wall. Gets you to generate the pace. Try and get it to a yard. And Claire decided to go route 1.
Game 3 games to 1. Second set, 3-1.
That's a pity, she had an opportunity there. I do like that serve on this court.
It does, you've got height, and that really does help you.
Chase better than 1 yard.
Replicating what Penny's been doing. Dead weight, better in the yard.
Wonder who she learnt that shot from.
Well, I was just going to say, that's replicating what you and I do very effectively.
Oh, bad luck, Penny. You had to
15
sit
love.
on that too. Yes, but that made more force. Husband Rob trademarked that one. We trademarked the one which went on the penthouse.
Yeah,
Chase worse than 2. 2 chases. And all out, please.
We're always trying to help the pros clean the penthouse so they don't have to do it.
We take the dust off it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the court's in pretty good nick at the moment. In Melbourne we just recoated the court just prior to Christmas, and you may notice just a little more shiny on the behind the glass gallery line.
I did notice that on both courts.
Yeah, it's had a bit of wear now. I see it's scuffed up a bit, but it's a little more shiny. And every second year we coat a half court. Between years we do a full coat on every 2 years.
So the score's
and a half
15
coat
love to
on
the server. The chases are better than a
actual,
yard, and then
half
worse than 2.
So it gets a little bit. So we do get a lot of traffic on these courts. Probably one
Yeah,
of the most
some of
heavily
the
used
busiest
courts.
courts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the only one
The
that's
first
probably
chase
more
is better than a yard.
probably more used is Hampton Court, which is 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. pretty well every day. But of course, you have more overall usage having 2
Off
courts.
chase, 30 love, chase worse than 2.
There have been quite a few plans at Hampton to get a second court, either on the site or somewhere else.
40 love.
But it's quite a difficult thing to do in a historic palace.
Yes.
And not the cheapest buildings to put up.
There's the last gallery, 40 love.
Last year, due to some work that was done after or between the First World War and Second World War, where some timber that wasn't top grade was used for some repairs, they actually jacked the roof up by 2 inches at Hampton Court.
Really?
And replaced all the timbers, and in the same time they redid the lighting with very modern LEDs, which again had to be backlighting shining up at the ceiling because of the way you have to do stuff on these historic palaces. But they jacked it up and then they let it back down and it all went beautifully, and it's all right for another 400 years.
Well, that's great when you've got.
40 love to the receiver, chase the last gallery.
So yeah, it's a serious amount of money, but it is an amazing building, and the lighting is phenomenal compared to what they did.
Last gallery.
They'd had the old sodiums for a long time, which a lot of courts have had. And I notice you've got the LEDs here now.
Yes, we've had the LED since the last World Championship here. And
1540.
But the first court was done with LEDs in October 2011. That was C Court, and since then there's about a dozen courts now around the world that have got LEDs. And not only is there less maintenance, but the running cost is about a third of the same.
3040.
That's correct, and it is coming into that for us. Yeah.
That's exactly so. I've done the figures for C Court and shared them with many clubs, and it's very useful for them to be able to go to their boards and say.
There's the last gallery, 3040.
Not only do you get better lighting and low maintenance, but
server leads.
the running costs are significantly cheaper.
That issue is a real one, because you have to shut down your court for a period of time to run it through. There's occupational health and safety issues, all those bits and pieces.
So these things are, and the great thing about the real tennis world, all around the world, is we all share information. You know, and there's none of this proprietorial. We're not going to tell you because it's ours.
Yes.
3040. The server leads. Chase the last gallery. Chase the last.
Okay, Penny. Here we have an opportunity. 30-40, just to bring it to juice.
So as you can drive for last gallery, she's not going to beat her slowly on the floor. There she goes. She goes fast, and she gets it.
Juice.
Once again.
Time, please.
She threw the arrow, which has got a little straight of that ball. Probably surprise clear a little.
Juice.
Just didn't quite have her footwork right.
More heavy rain here in Melbourne. I'm sure they love having the extra water.
That is such a good ball by Penny.
Advantage to the receiver.
Real advantage of that ball. Now, Claire again serving from the 6-yard line.
Going for the demi.
Yep. Oh, good one,
First
Penny.
gallery. Advantage to the server.
Nice idea. She has advantage. She's pulled herself back from 40 love down, and then she's slowly but surely crept her way back into this game. It'd be great to be able to go to a 2-3 on the second set.
She would have wanted a shorter trace, but at least she's got herself a serve set.
I think you'd be able to hear the crowd roar when she, if she managed to pull this one off.
It would be good.
Like all crowds, they'll root for the underdog.
Advantage to the server. Chase the first gallery.
Kate speaking up just a little more because of the rain.
Time, please.
Penny's looking pretty composed here.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. She was having a bit of rest reading the paper earlier on. And of course she's playing with Kate in the double tomorrow.
Chase. Juice.
And they're playing against Saskia. With the hop.
Oh,
Chase
bad
better
luck.
than 2. Juice.
It was a heavy cut ball by Claire, and Penny did well to get underneath that. Bad luck.
Advantage.
And again, Claire picking up the
Advantage
pace
to the
a bit.
server. Chase better than 2.
At the moment, Claire is playing in the men's opens. She's played here in Melbourne this year, and
They played in the British in November and the previous year.
Yes, in November.
And in fact, the first one she played in was 2 years ago, 2014.
In the British, wasn't it? Yeah.
And she, it was the best attended match.
Advantage to
Before
the
the
server.
semi-final.
Chase better than 2.
Terrific.
Her first match,
Better
she
than
beat
2.
Mark Matthias in four, I believe it was 4 sets.
Yep.
So yeah, she mixes it up a bit.
Lost the chase for better than 3. That's
So
game
effectively-
4 games to 1. 4-1, second set.
Well closed out by Claire there. That's a good volley, isn't it? Took the pace off
Game
it.
love.
Yeah, with regards to Claire's participation, I'm not involved in the decisions at all, but she's 15, 20 points better than any lady, so it gives her the opportunity to actually play at the level she
Deserves to play it, really.
15 all.
Yeah.
and she plays National League in the UK for Hollyport with Rob. They won it when it was last run 2 years ago.
That's a great shot.
30-15.
Made it look easy. Well done, Penny. Yeah, we in Australia we treat Britain as the Open. So the Open's the Open.
This is what's happening. So
Open or anyway.
30 all.
the only tournament, regular tournament that happens anywhere that is designated as men's is the World Doubles.
Chase 3 and 4.
It's
30 all.
designated as men's World Doubles.
And talking about World Doubles, we actually next world event coming up is in May in Tuxedo in the US, where we'll be having
Ladies Open.
the Ladies Open.
Actually, the next one that happens is
No, not Open, the World
40-30.
Championship. Ladies World
One
Championship.
chase, Chase
is
3
the
and
World
4.
Doubles is being held at Prested in April. About
April,
three
yeah.
weeks before that.
Yeah, okay.
And actually Prested have just done a lot of work on the courts, and they've also put in 2 full paddle courts, which Tim Chisholm says he'll be spending more time on than he will on the real tennis court.
Is that
when he
right?
goes to World Doubles. He's taking his son over as well.
He likes paddling around, does he, Tim?
They play the American version, him and Cam, and they're very, very good at it. And we
40-30 to the receiver. Chase 3 and 4.
I think
Chase
Tim
3 and
spent
4.
as much time paddling around in our pool that he has playing tennis. It's been pretty hot out here in Australia, down here in Melbourne. So the pool has had a decent workout by everyone.
It definitely has. It's been a ritual for the pros in the afternoon when they finish their matches. They go in there and chill out. And it's also good for it's not heated, so it's good for muscle recovery.
Won the chase and the game. 5 games to 1. 5-1 second
So
set.
come on, Penny, push for another one.
Penny's able to play some good rests in every game, get a few good points, challenge, get some good advantages every now and again, but just Claire is too solid, isn't she?
Chase 1 and 2.
Claire's recently got involved with the coach of the Deadness Foundation, Deadness in the UK.
That's a great program.
Since Danny Jones got the job at Wellington, he's now a bit busy. So Claire
Worse
started
than
that.
2.
in
2
earnest.
chases.
That's a
1,
very
2,
good
worse
point.
than 2.
Really good exchange of shots between both players. Penny playing some really terrific down the line returns, digging out of the corners, but we just need Claire to do a cross court, dragging Penny around the court, and a little bit more pace, and Penny can't reach it. Lays another chase, wins the right to serve,
So Swiss Carlson used to serve in the academy.
and we do it all again.
60% is advantage before the game.
Scorers love all. The chases are 1 and 2 and worse than 2. First chase is 1 and 2.
Right, 5-1 to Claire. Yes, put a point on the board in this game.
Jane's doing that.
Lost the chase, fell 3
Demi.
yards.
Making Penny do the work.
15 love.
Move forwards.
Chase worse than 2.
That was a pretty good attempt though.
Very simple,
short.
very simple tactic on short places. Time goes deep. And again, very
Lost
simple.
it. 30 love.
If you can feed slow balls in, you've got to make. You're making the other person do the work.
Good pick up.
And here brings up for 3 match points.
And that is over the net.
Chase the
That's
line.
the line.
That is a
We're
very
still
good
live.
save. It's a very good save that was going into the grill, and Penny has taken a really nice backhand and popped it in the air, and
Nearly out of the court.
just dropped over by about an inch over the net.
It takes a lot to actually get the ball going forwards and still be chase the line.
That's a pretty good effort.
It's pretty
40
tough.
love to the receiver. Chase the line.
That is a vertical drop almost, isn't it?
Nice drag. Unfortunately,
Let's go.
The game, set, and
Claire takes another open cycle. Go for it. What have we got coming up next?
well, we've got the world champion, world number 1, Camden.
Freudian
No,
slip.
I just can't get out of the habit.
Yeah.
It's 22
years,
that's
takes
tough.
to do it.
So no, Camden is a true champion. He's pretty much a bit of a favourite down here in Melbourne. He does like to travel to Melbourne, and Cam is going to be taking on Steve Vigona, Aussie lad, and
good.
world number 3. So is Steve world number 3 at the moment?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So
He's
I know that.
He's had some good runs. He won the British Open. Sorry, he got to the final. No, he didn't actually. No, sorry, my mistake. He got to the semi-final of the British Open. He got to the final of the US Open last year. So his points are piling up, and of course the points are getting important now. We're in the last year before the challenge. Steve's very solidly in 3rd place at the moment. May even get the 2nd. So. With the wins he's getting at the moment, he's doing very well.
Terrific. So stay tuned. We're going to have a great match coming up for you at 6 o'clock Melbourne, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So looking forward to speaking with you then.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Fred.